Hello, 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 and welcome. I am audio today. I am live, but I am audio. So this will be interesting because I have never been live and just been audio where you could just hear my voice. So can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, Mel says yes, you can. Okay. I wasn't sure. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday to ya. Happy Wednesday. So, you guys, I am only audio today. And I'm going to tell you, I see all my friends in here. Look at you guys. You can't see me. I'm going to be only audio today. So you can hear me. Okay, very good. So I'm going to explain why in a second, but let me put this in the chat. I'm only audio today. Okay, so stay with me. Okay, so you know what? I love tonight's topic. Jeez Louise, I wish you could see my face when I'm saying this stuff. But I'm only live tonight. I'm only live tonight. I mean, audio tonight because, first of all, I have a guest at my home. So I have a guest here tonight. And my daughter's godmother is here, so she's going to be taking care of my daughter for me. And I have a lot of things going on, so that's the only reason why I'm not audio today. So I'll really explain it next week. I can't say a whole lot tonight, but I'll really explain it next week or maybe into the weekend. But never fear because Dee Dee is still here. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, I told my mod, Mel, earlier, I told her, I just texted my other moderator. Is she in here? Yes, Nicole. I just texted my other moderator and let her know I'm only audio tonight. And I was telling Bill, there's this, I have one of my favorite content creators. She's on YouTube. She's in she gives her opinion about different things. Very smart lady. And she's only audio. And I love listening to her audio. And, years ago, before everything became visual, we had podcasts, right? And the podcasts were audio. And I love that because, and now I don't have that. So I don't know what I'll be doing, but I used to drive to work, watch YouTube channels while I was driving to work. I wouldn't watch the channels, but I would listen in. And I was listening in to the YouTube channels. And so I'm kind of used to it. So when I'm doing things around the house, when I'm multitasking, that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to people's videos. And that's why I don't always comment. I said I'm going to make a better effort of going back and commenting on people's videos that I also enjoy in the GLP-1 community. So I'm going to start doing that now that I'm retired. Can you believe I'm retired? I still can't believe I'm retired. So I'm excited because, I have Dee Dee's meetup happening. And so that's going down. That's going down. And we started off with thinking we were going to, well, I never thought we were going to have a huge group, but I thought we were going to have, like 6 to 8 people. And we landed in that kind of soft area. And I love the fact that it's a small, tight-knit group. And a couple of people in the group are very private. So I think that that's so perfect that they're very private. And I'm also very private. I can't believe I'm on YouTube. So we have some people that are very private. So it just worked out. It just worked out with the group that we have. So we're going to have a good old time. So because I have, company at my house and things going on, I thought I didn't want to cancel. That's just how dedicated I am. I said, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to come on and I'm just going to have my voice. So I always was told I have a nice voice for radio. This is what this reminds me of, radio. So before we keep going, we're going to be talking about tonight the advice that's keeping GLP-1 users stuck. So I want to talk about, is there any advice that you guys have gotten from somebody about your GLP-1 journey? Besides, don't stop taking the med, because I'm sure some people have heard that. But we want to talk about some bad advice that we have been given, because I'm going to tell you, I never knew anybody that was taking the GLP-1 medication before I did personally. And then, of course, when you start to realize other people are taking it, then you realize what you have in common. And I don't know if I've gotten bad advice, but guess who I've gotten bad advice from? The YouTube people. Some of these YouTube content creators are giving out some advice that I don't know if I would take, but to each his own, right? We're all doing our own thing, trying to make the medication work for us. And so I like to take advice from people who I see are kind of on the same trajectory as me, or people who are in maintenance who probably reached their goal. I've seen some people that aren't at goal trying to tell some other folks what to do with this medication. And I think in a critical way. And I just say to myself, why would you do that and you're not even at your goal? Like, preach to me when you get to your goal. So that's kind of my thinking. But I think it's value for people who've lost, and you don't have to be at goal to take advice. So I'm not saying that. But I am saying, don't be so critical of others, and especially with me, until you're in maintenance, because I'm not going to listen to it. And that's only if you're critical. Now, if you're not critical and you're just, you can tell, because some things are done with love, right? That intention is all there. So before we get started, I'm going to just say hello to the people in the chat. Thank you for stopping in. So we have Mail to the B. She says, good evening, Dee Dee and friends. My daughter thinks she can hang out in here because I'm not on camera. Oh, I'm Spider-Man. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Good evening, Dee Dee and friends. Mel says, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's see. Mel is talking about that mobile chat. Keisha, how are you? This is so funny. Keisha, the hair is everything. Geez, Louise, when I grow up, I'm going to get a hairdo like you. Hey, Jamie, how are you? She says, hello, happy Wednesday, good evening. We got my weight loss twin. How are you? She says, happy Wednesday, Diva in chat. We got Sweet Bee in the house. I said, Sweet Bee's in the house. Hi, Sweet Bee. How are you? Elizabeth, how are you? Loving the hair. I was just talking about what was the last holiday? 4th of July. I was just saying, I'm trying to not go gray or get, hair that's not black. But some of you ladies look so beautiful with it that, I might change my mind. A lady has a right to change her mind, I always say. We got the beautiful Paula. Speaking of beauties, happy Wednesday, everyone, she says. We got Bella, another beauty. Hi, all, she says. Ruth, how are you? Look at you. Look at fabulous. I just love it. We got Nancy. How are you, Nancy? We got Paula's Health to Journey. Okay, wait. So you got two. Wait, did I miss you, Paula? Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say, did you change your name that fast? We got Stacy in the house. Okay. Cheryl, how are you? Geez Louise, we got a newbie. We got a Zepbound newbie in the house. So you have to tell us how you're doing. Okay, so you guys, you can't see me, but you can hear me. Caring for others and me. Beautiful name, beautiful pic. Love the hairstyle. I love it. I love a good short haircut. Do you guys think this is true? They say when your hair is shorter, you look younger. And I would have to say, I've seen a lot of ladies that had longer hair, and when they cut their hair, they did look younger. I don't know if it's the short hair that you can see more of your facial features. I'm not sure what that's about, but I love that. Okay, so reset with Anissa. How are you? Round mound of Zepbound. Round mound. I told this story the other day. I went live from the gym. Like, it was impromptu, right? Unexpected. And I was telling them how I got over 9 hours of sleep. And it was a Tuesday that night that I got the 9 hours of sleep. And I said, watch my guy round mound or get that sleep in. I was so tired. I went to sleep, and I said, I have to catch the replay round my. But I got 9 hours and 36 minutes of sleep. I love that. So I think about you with that 9 hours, because I could not hold it. I could not stay up any longer. But glad you're in here. Dee Dee not acting retired. No, you know what? I'm telling you, I'm busier than she said, you ain't acting retired. I'm busier now than I was when I was retired. So it's funny. It'll be interesting to see how it plays back. I was waiting for somebody to say that, Ralph. You should see me. I'm doing the shuffle up in here. Okay. He said this is a throwback. Dee Dee with the audio only. Yes, it was either audio only or should I just cancel my live stream? And I didn't want to cancel the live stream. So I said, you know what? I'm going on here. Even though you don't see my face, I got a face for radio. Yeah. You said I've been told I got a good face for radio. That is too funny. You know what? Everybody could get on camera nowadays. I think it's so cool. But I did. People used to say that because I used to do the announcements at my school, and years and years ago, and they used to say like, "Oh, you gosh, you could be on the radio." So I don't know if my voice has changed or what, but I'm not hitting you guys with that like that soft kind of bring them in kind of voice. This is my Dee Dee. I'm excited to be here, boys, and I am. Okay, so Cheryl says everyone has their own journey. People lose weight fast and some slow. Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Miss B. Wait a minute. It scrolled down too fast. Audio only is great. I'm leaving the gym right now. So going to drive home now, saying hello to y'all now before I start driving. Hey, so you can listen in and don't look. First of all, there's nothing to look at. Just, my pickup there. But this is so funny. I'm going to tell you guys this story. And then we're going to get to our topic, but so I had to get a new car. I'm going to tell you the story about that new car situation. I'm not going to do it tonight because my time on here is also short because I have company. But I'm telling you, my car, when I got my car, I had to get a new car because it just a natural disaster happened and totaled the car out. They totaled the car out. So I had to get a brand spanking new car. So they had to order the car. The car comes in. I waited over a month for this car. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Am I annoyed? Yes, I am. But I got the car. So the guy is going over to me, the bells and whistles. And I kind of know because it's the same car, like in the same family I had before. I call myself downsizing. My dad said it's not downsizing. I think it's downsizing. So I got it, the guy's telling me, I said, where's the YouTube button, the app? And he was like, oh, we don't have that in here. Now I saw YouTube music. And he said, now I know why we don't have a YouTube app. And I said, yeah, I think I know why. Because you don't want people watching and driving. He said, no, we don't want people watching and driving. Now you can listen to music. And I said, you realizing, we said at the same time, people are still gonna, I can still listen to the YouTube, but the app is just not up there. Like everything else is connected to my phone. So, and I thought that's smart. They don't want you crashing their cars. They're like, oh no, we don't want car crashes. So they took the YouTube app out, but I can still listen to it through my phone. So there's that. So a lot of us, when we're driving, hopefully you're listening, like Miss V, the lovely Miss V, you're listening and you're not trying to watch too. So now you don't have anything to see but my face. Cookie, how are you? She says, Dee Dee and Chad, how are you? Oh, you're in the horizontal. Okay, good to see you in here, Pammy Whammy. Look at my nice profile pic. You said, I don't see you. No, you won't. I'm only audio. I'm only audio tonight. Okay, so 9.5. Yes, I was so excited where I'm at. And then the next night, was that my live stream night? Now I could sleep in a little bit. I don't know if it was maybe it was the next night or the night after. I got 9 minutes and 9 hours and 7 minutes, something like that. I posted it on my I showed people on my live stream and I posted the 9.5 hours on my community post. So excited. You said, okay, so she's seeing that too. You're talking about the radio face. Rita, she says, hello, everyone. I hope you all had a good day. I'm happy but disappointed at the same time. My fatty liver is getting better, so I didn't qualify for the retatrutide trials. Happy for my liver. Yes, but gosh, we were hoping we would have like an inside scoop to the retatrutide. But that's okay. I'm going to say Retta. So you guys all know what I'm talking about when I say Retta. All right, that's okay, Rita. Somebody will get in it. Want somebody in our crew, any of the GLP-1 crew that we know, they'll get in it and we'll do it. We love that. Okay, try something else. I'm glad your liver. Let's give a shout out to your liver. We're going to give you a shout out, give you some confetti. Jeez, Louise. All right, here we go. Rita, that was good news and not so good news all at the same time. Dee Dee, I started a channel. Woo! But haven't put out a video yet. My voice sounds like I swallowed gravel, waiting for these allergies to clear up. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. Let's give you some confetti. Let's give her some confetti. Okay. You guys hear that? Jeez Louise. Okay, let me give you some confetti, Paula. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. Okay, so let's get into my first question. I see you guys are all talking about your car disabled YouTube. Grant, how are you? Good to see you, Grant. How are you doing? Okay, all right. Okay, so carnivore muscle, how are you? Somebody's saying pretzels. What's up with the pretzels of it all? I missed those coming. Ooh, Grant, those pretzels are good. They came in today. Somebody's ordering pretzels. I see. Okay, so let's get started with our topic. So I want to know from you. I want to know from you. Is there any bad advice that you've gotten while you've been taking your GLP-1? I want to know. Let me know in the comments any bad advice that you've received. And if so, tell me in the chat. And I'm going to tell you I don't really have any advice. Now, do you want to know from the YouTubers who gave me some bad advice? So, have you guys had any bad advice from your GLP-1? And what was it? Okay. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Okay. I'm trying to get uh, Paula off of here. Okay. Sorry, Paula. Okay. So, any bad advice from your GLP-1? Have you guys gotten any? Let me know. And I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to think. Let me turn my volume off because people are texting me up a storm. Mm. Okay, all right. Anybody put that bad advice in the chat? Maybe you guys have never received bad advice. MVP, how are you? How are you, MVP? Okay, let's see. Any bad advice that you guys have been getting? Uh, okay, Round Mom says no bad advice given to me specifically, but there's a lot going on. Yes, I know. Drink water all day long. Have high fiber foods. Useless and stupid, dangerous advice. Okay, so drink water all day long. Is it because is it a certain amount of water you should be drinking, carnivore muscle? And what about the high fiber foods? Tell us a little bit more about that. Why is that bad advice? Mayor Mindy, she says, I once heard on another channel that if I'm tracking what I'm eating, I'm doing it wrong. Yes. No, you know what? How is Mindy, that's a piece of bad advice in my opinion, right? That might be good advice for her and whoever's following her channel or his channel, but what is wrong with tracking? Now I say if you're tracking to the point where it's frustrating, it's making it hard. They even have apps now where you could take a picture. Now I don't know how accurate they are, but you could take a picture of what you're eating. It'll give you your calorie count. And I get that people don't want to track because they feel like that's diet culture. But I do think it's value in tracking, just knowing where you are. And most successful people, now somebody in here could say, I ate different foods every single day and still lost 100 pounds. Great. But I'm telling you, most successful people, and all the times that I've lost weight successfully, I was eating the same thing on repeat. And I would switch it up, the meals every week. But for the week, I pretty much meal prepped and ate the same thing. And then the weekends is what would get me, right? Because then I would meal prep on the weekends. And that was my time to splurge, do my 80-20 type of situation. But I think that's bad advice telling people to track. I think it's, you don't want like a one size fits all. I think what probably the best thing to say in that situation is track for at least 3 days. Because don't just like you track your weight, what is wrong with tracking your calories and your macros? And maybe you're eating in such a way that you don't need to, and then I think that's okay. But I think it's nothing wrong with tracking your macros and tracking your calories. And once you get a feel for what you're eating and you're an expert on your foods and what you're eating, then you wouldn't need to track. But yeah, I don't know about that. Tangy, how are you? All right, Carnivore Muscle says our thirst dictates how much we should drink. Let me have my daughter bring my water bottle. Can you bring my water bottle? Carnivore muscle, thanks for the reminder. And no, I have not been drinking all day. I actually probably drank less today because I was out and about and I don't like to go to the restroom, like a public restroom. So I kind of held back. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. Okay, I have to take a drink, carnivore muscle. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so he says, our thirst dictates how much we should drink, not an arbitrary label. And fiber is responsible for most digestive diseases, and it is an anti-nutrient. Okay, so that's controversial. I love a good debate. We're gonna have to debate about this. The fiber versus the no fiber. So are you a carnivore? You're on the carnivore eating plan, so you're just eating meat. Are you eating veggies or anything else, or is it all meat? So how do you go to the restroom? How do you get that? How does that process through? Educate the people, starting with Dee Dee. Okay, so he says, out with the fiber, out with the drinking all day. What are we in with? What should we be doing, carnivore muscle? That's what I want to know. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's a little, let me put this up here now because I don't want people thinking that I'm telling folks not to eat fiber. I'm telling folks not to eat fiber and fiber-rich foods and water. That's his opinion, but maybe he's going to back it up with some facts for us, okay? All right, let's put this disclaimer. This is for information only. Consult your healthcare provider for your personalized advice. This is not Dee Dee or carnivore muscles advice. I'm throwing you in there. I'm throwing you in there, friend. Okay, so let's see. Nope. Bella says I tune people out if they give bad advice. Okay, that's it. That's all. I just tune them out. What is Nancy saying? I didn't see Nancy. Did I miss Nancy? Bad advice, she says. People have recommended peptides to me that are not yet FDA approved. Yes, and strictly prohibited by the WADA. Okay, so people have recommended peptides. Okay, wow. Geez, Louise, yeah. I know people are taking that retatrutide. I personally would not take that until it's FDA approved. So there's that. But, I just think like when you're injecting something into your body, I think you should know a lot more about it. Now, somebody came in, and I love a good debate. Somebody came in here a few weeks ago when that was brought up. I think we were talking about it on the channel. And they were like, well, you don't know some of the things the FDA has approved. We don't know if that's safe. Well, guess what? I'm going to sue their behinds if it's not. You can't file a lawsuit with this retatrutide if you're taking it for sure at your own risk. So I just say if something is not FDA approved, you're really taking it at your own risk. Are they 100% tried and true? Everything they say you could take it to the bank? Probably not. But I would rather go with that than to go with nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, what do I want to buy? To me, it's like going in. Do you guys ever go to Panera Bread in that dessert section? Now I can eat the dessert that's been sitting out there and the flies have been flying all over it, or I can only eat the one that was came wrapped and ready to go. I'm going with the one that's wrapped and ready to go. Now I don't know what happened before they wrapped it, but I feel more comfortable that it's wrapped. So that's it. That's all. That's my example, and I'm sticking to it. So, I mean, it just depends. But yeah, with medication and injecting something in your body, injection is even on a different level than like eating something. I feel like it's a lot more intimate. It's a lot more intrusive. You got to be careful. Like that stuff is actually running through your veins. Now, what you eat eventually does too, right? But it just seems a little bit more intimate when you're taking it. So that's just my opinion on that. Mindy says, Mayor Mindy, I like tracking. That person needs to sit the F down. People don't need to track if they don't want to, but tracking isn't wrong. I agree. Let's give you some confetti. Yes, yes, yes. Take that channel giving out the bad news. Not the bad news, the bad advice. Take that. All right, so Paul is agreeing with carnivore muscle. Okay, all right. No non-linear advice. Titrate up to get the maximum weight loss. Okay, yeah, that was the thing. I got the info from doctors and YouTube when I first did the early research. It wasn't true, at least for me. Yes, and I think the reason why they say that is because when the medication was first, people were first starting to take the medicine, they were taking the medicine and then they were titrating up every 4 weeks, right? And the studies show the weight loss at that 15 milligrams, right? The studies, all those studies that aren't showing what people lost at 2.5. Now, if something's changed, let me know, but I don't think so. So the data that we have where people are tracked is up to that highest dose. So that's probably the reason why the early people were saying that on YouTube. And then we later learned that no, you don't have to titrate up to get those maximum results. And actually, now we're seeing a lot of people that are titrating up to 15. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the people that are titrating up to 15 and not losing at that rate are people, I'm telling you, most of these people, now I could be wrong because I don't know everybody out there, but most of the people I'm seeing that's not losing and they're taking 15 is because they're past 1 year. They're into year 2 and year 3 and so on and so forth. Now, I'm sure there's some people who are in those under a year, but I don't see that as often. So I'm probably not watching those folks. Okay, so Carnivore Muscle says humans are specialized consumers, so we should eat the same foods which we enjoy and are helpful to us. Tracking macros is good. Calories is not smart, he says, and isn't a food measurement. Okay, all right, Carnivore Muscle, you mean that. I wish I could give you I'm gonna give you what am I gonna give you? I'm gonna give you something. I wanted to give you something that shows that you mean that. I don't see anything that I could give you. Let's see. Let me see if this works. Oh, that's so low. Why is it so low? Do you hear that? Damn. I love that. Okay, so no bad advice given me personally, but generally, before we follow any medical advice, we should consult our doctors. Today, someone said they have too much protein in their body blood. Ooh, ooh. So they must have they been told that by a doctor? Now that is the thing, though, and I always say when I'm recommending protein, a lot of these doctors. Now you can correct me if you've had a different experience, but a lot of the doctors that I've been to and that my friends have told me, they're not recommending like anything really unless you're muscle building, unless you're in that gym hitting those weights, unless you look like you're even hitting those weights. Because you can say you're hitting the weights, but are you really hitting the weights like that? They're recommended between 70 and 120-ish. I don't know a whole lot of doctors that's recommending for women. Now, men, I realize it's different. So they're not really recommending a whole lot. And if you talk to a kidney doctor and you have kidney issues, they're easing up on that protein. So you have that going on too. So that's why I always say, this is what my doctor recommends. This is what my dietitian recommends. And you can do things at your own rate. You can do things based on what your doctor tells you. Sweet B says, I agree, Mindy. If tracking is triggering to you, then don't track. If tracking works for you, then track. Know thyself. Bam. Yes, I love that. I hope I said that with like the flair that you would have said it with. Here we go. Bam. She's like, if it triggers you, don't track. That's it. That's all. I love that. Okay, Bella says tracking calories isn't fun, but it's data. It helps you figure out what you can tweak. Okay, take that. The lady giving out bad advice on YouTube. Dun, 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 dun. Allegedly, let me say that. Even though I'm not saying any names, but I think I know who this person is. We don't want to make her feel too bad. I don't like to drink a lot when I'm going out too deep, but no, I don't, because I don't like using the restroom. I do have like a little bit of a germaphobe problem. I'm trying to work through it, but it's a slow process because I'm 53 and I've had it for a long time. I have to track where I find myself not eating enough because of the nausea. Yes, then I stall. Yes, that's my story. I track protein, fiber, calories, and water down over 120. Now, that's not my story, but hopefully soon it will be. So it works for me. Yes, I love that. Very good. Down 120 pounds. I wish I could give you a, geez, Louise, we're going to give you that. We're going to also give you some applause. 120 pounds. I mean, geez, Louise, keep up the excellent work. All right, so Nancy is quoting the famous Mayor Mindy. In the words of the famous Mayor Mindy, everybody is different and everybody is different. Love it. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. Okay, so carnivore muscle. I'm about to read this like I'm you. I don't even know how your voice sounds, probably, but I'm about to read this. He says, I'll debate anyone on these statements. I've eaten meat, fish, eggs, and dairy for 6.5 years. Fiber isn't an essential nutrient. Our diet equals 70% ruminant meat and with other local and seasonal foods. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I don't know enough about it to debate it. But if I learn about that and disagree with you, I'm going to be calling you for a showdown. You and Joe, and then I'll get somebody to help me debate you guys. Oh, that would be so much fun. How about that? All right. Okay. All right. So he's telling us, okay, Mel gave me bad advice. Don't remember what it was, but I'll make up some. Start the rumors. Start the rumors. Mel, you want to be my debate partner? Let's debate them. Oh my gosh. All right. He says, B Male B. Well, that's just hearsay. Let's have an online debate sometime in a couple of weeks. Live. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. What did Mel say? Let's see. Because I'm Mel. Do you want it to be me and Mel? Okay, wait. What is he saying? Rahman said, we're not doing Piper. What did this world come to? That is too funny. We got to have a debate up in here. I just love this. Okay, wait. I scrolled down so far. Okay, let's see. You said I could give advice. I'm a professional nutritionist, an actual one, not a. Is that what does it say? What is PT? Part-time. What does PT mean? Playtime, play one. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't know, but I can still debate you though. Okay, you said, well, you can't disagree with hard science. It's like saying the sky is green. Well, if I have on my green glasses, my green shades, this is AI. The sky can be whatever color you want it to be. Geez, Louise. So Mindy says, "Are you a registered dietitian?" This is so funny. We not doing fiber. Okay. So Mayor Mindy says, "Carnivore, your science is flawed, dude." Okay, what is he saying? Yes, I can give advice and share information. I'm qualified, and I have nearly 1,000. Let me repeat: 1,000 YouTube videos with in-depth explanations. All right. Okay. So Mel says my doctor's science and your science are not the same. No offense, I just don't agree. Wink, wink. It's ooh. He says it's mechanistic, biological, hard science. Don't be a science denier. Doctor versus nutritionist for food science. Okay, all right. Okay, so Cheryl says, forget what y'all talking about. I just love being retired. Cheryl, how are you? How is your Zepbound journey going? Okay, let's give her some confetti. I love being retired too. I'm busier in retirement. Okay, so Mel says I have more education about nutrition than a nutritionist. Just saying. This is too funny. Okay, so here's some bad advice. Don't track anything. You naturally stop eating so much with food. Okay, so you naturally stop eating so much with the food. So people said don't track. I was told that too at the beginning of my journey. We're gonna have a part 2 next week when you guys can see me because I have a story to tell. I wonder if that lady's still watching. I don't think it was like terrible advice, but I probably would be thinner right now if I took her advice. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. But for me and what I was my goals and what I'm trying to do, I just didn't think it was a good advice for me. So I'll share that. I'm gonna write myself a note to share that next week. Okay, so guys, this is so funny. We haven't gotten to half of this. We're gonna have a part 2 next week. So you said I'm losing at 15 milligrams at past 2 years. It is slow, but still losing. Okay, very good. So you are still losing. And that's what I meant. People are losing slow or not at all, like barely. They're maintaining though, which is great. Maintaining the current weight they're at. I think that's also a win. So let's give you some confetti. All right, very good, Paula. We love that. Very good. Okay, let's see. Put a muscle picture up. Who are you saying put to a carnivore or to me? He said, I hear it, haha. I don't have a picture. Okay, all right, let's see. Downsizing diva, you're absolutely right. The recommendations are individualized on your own personal metabolic makeup. One size, one protein, one fiber, one anything does not fit all. No, it really doesn't. But geez, Louise. Oh, Mel says, let me think about that. Besides, I don't want you to debate. So if you guys debate, I want to host it on this channel, though. If you debate, I want to host it here, on my channel, because I want to be in on the action. Carnivore muscle. He is like not playing. Okay, so geez, Louise. Okay, so very true, Sweet Bee. Do what works for you. I agree. Okay. He said it's 2 a.m. It's too good night, carnivore muscle. 2 a.m. Geez, Louise, thank you for coming in here and sharing your what you got going on. I love that. So far, I've substantiated all of my claims, and the naysayers haven't or opted to debate me. That's on you. Ooh, thanks for hosting the live. You have a good night. Good night. We love that carnivore muscle. I love a passionate somebody who's just passionate about what they're saying. Oh, let me bust out my tagline. Yeah, Mindy has to put that everybody on it. Jeez, Louise. Guys, I'm going to be seeing Mayor Mindy this weekend. MVP. I'm so excited. Mayor Mindy, MVP, Mail to the B, all these friends. Jeez, Louise. Okay, let me see. So you say for protein, I follow the recommendation of RD and medical team. Ooh, 1.6 to 2 per kilograms of the goal weight for macro targets. I trust my medical team, not the interwebs. I love how she said, oh. And now the interwebs, and then Mel follows it up with carnivore. You can find anything to substantiate anything on Beyonce's internet. You guys have tickled me. I have no issues with carnivore. I was carnivore for 2 years, but it got difficult since I travel a lot for work. Yes. Okay. And he says to the science deniers, good luck. Good night. And I agree with Bellflower. Get some rest, carnivore muscle. Thank you for stopping in. We love that. Oh, PT, is that physical therapy? Paula says hit the like button. Thank you, Paula. Carnivore, go ahead and get your beauty rest. Bye, says Mayor Mindy. Mel, you are hilarious. You got me over here cracking up. Mel says, oh, geez, Louise. What does Mel to the B say? Mel says, carnivore, you're funny. It's hard to play a play it. Whether I was on a GLP-1 or not, I love my beans, greens, and fruit. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. To be fair, I also like my scrambled eggs and a good steak. Okay, I don't really like yeah, I am tickled. I was on the debate team. Remember I talked about that on my live when I went live from the gym? I love a good debate. And this one is even better because I don't have to be in it. I can just host it. So what kind of fiber are you talking? Some veggies have fiber. Okay, so Bella, do carnivores eat veggies? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Um, let's see. Okay, let me scroll down. People are saying, okay. Ooh, so you said, oh, you're in maintenance. You're in maintenance. Jeez Louise, very good. Let's give you some confetti. Grant is in maintenance. Oh my gosh. All right, very good. Grant. Okay, so Grant, are you live certain times? Some of these lives, I know I don't always get notifications. I can't always catch them. Your live is probably the one I could catch the most out of everybody. I think you're live on a Monday. When are you live? Grant, tell us in your chat, in this chat. Christopher from the Downsides is actually in maintenance with 16. I know I heard him say the other day he's on compound so he could play around with it a little bit more. You said, oh, I got confetti twice. Well, let's give you a third confetti. Go Paula, go Paula, go Paula, Paula. I love that. Geez, Louise. Yeah, he's on 16. You could do that when you are on those compounds. All right. So one of the smartest GLP-1 folks I know says listen to your doctors and labs and your medical issue as it relates to your body and what it needs or doesn't need. Consult your individual healthcare providers and none of us experts on the internet. I always say that. Even me, when I'm in my videos and I'm not really giving advice, I'm telling my experience. I like to tell people what research says, but even with the research saying whatever it's saying, I also like to say, talk to your doctor, talk to a healthcare professional because your body is not like my body is not like your body. And, we can't really go by what everybody else is doing. So that's it. That's all. Okay, so we have a newbie in here. I just love that. Majorie, how are you? She says, happy hump day. Can you believe I'm just audio? How are you guys liking the audio? Did Paula get timed out? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Let's see. I'm good. Okay, so wait, Cheryl says I got nauseous Sunday night and Monday, but otherwise I'm okay. All right, very good. I wonder why you were nauseous. Did you eat something before? Did you eat after? You don't have to take this medication with the food, but I think if you got nauseous, maybe try eating food. If you ate so close to your injection, I would try maybe not to space it out a little bit farther. I mean, you can tweak it. You should be able to tweak it to the point where you're not getting nauseous because you're on the starting dose, right? 2.5, as far as I know. Okay, so Mel says I was on the debate team and I went through Toastmasters. Okay, Mel. Okay, so Grant says he's live Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, very good. You said send me some of your happy juice. Oh my goodness, jeez Louise, I need to, don't I? Depends on if they do the lion diet and they don't eat veggies. Some eat very low carbs, even less than keto. Now, eat less than keto, I thought was 20 or less. How are you eating even less than 20 carbs? Carbs are in everything except for meat. Jeez Louise. It's Darium. He says, good evening, Dee Divas and Divos. Darium, that profile pic is my favorite one. You got my colors. First of all, red and black. It go well with everything. A hint of white in the back. Looks like an off-white from here. Darium got the black shades on. Not shades, but glasses. You look like debonair. Is that a word? I think that's a word. That's what they used to say I used to watch General Hospital back in the day. Who watched General Hospital? And I remember them saying that about one of those characters on there. Just for today. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, I'm in the faceless era just for today. So yeah, it's 9:23. Okay, so yeah, Darium, I have company today. A lot going on in my background. So I said I'm just not going to be live. I'm going to be live because I wanted to stick to it, but I just wanted to be audio just in case something went down in the background. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. It's Darium. She prepping for her meetup. She doesn't want to show us how fabulous she is looking. You think so? Jeez, Louise. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting a little nervous. It's Friday. Ooh, you have your brachioplasty. What? Okay, all right. Well, you know what? Let's send some prayers to you, sending prayers your way. We pray for Miss Toy. She ended up um she ended up healing and coming out just fine. So you're going to be just fine on Friday. I'm sure your hubby is going to be there with you. So yeah, we'll have to check you out so we can see what you have going on over there. I give you a lot of credit. I mean, you are fearless when it comes to having a surgery and tweaking your body how you want to tweak it. Jeez, Louise. If I say to myself, if these weights can't do it, I'm just going to have flab for days. My arms are going to be flabby. My rear end, my rear end is probably not flabby. I was showing my daughter I have muscles in my rear end. And that's about it. That's the only place I have muscles. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Bella says that's why it's very hard to stay carnivore when you're traveling for work. Yeah. Because how do you store meat and keep that? Okay. All right. Very good. So people are saying good luck. You enjoy meat and veggies. Oh, geez. I wish I could. Jeez, Louise. Prayers for Pam. Okay. Very good. Okay. I don't know. I was on my live stream the other day and they were holding comments for a review and I didn't touch a thing. Like I was on YouTube. That was like the third time ever I've been live on YouTube. And I have a ton of live streams. If you go look at my previous lives, because at one point I was live 3 times a week. So, but yeah, they were holding comments for a review. And I was like, wow, what are these folks saying? I did not know. And I didn't have any parameters set on it because I just went live, from my cell phone, which, I'll probably be doing more of that while I'm, just hanging out at the gym. I'll just turn on my camera and just chat it up. So, but anyway, so we never got really to the advice I was planning on talking about. So I'm going to ask you about this one thing. Let me see. I'm going to ask you about this one thing, and then I'm going to have to call it a night. Okay, so this is bad advice number 1. According to research, what's out there, people are saying the bad advice that they are given, the number 1 thing is people are telling them to just eat less. And I'm going to share with you, that was some advice that I was given when I first started my GLP-1. I was told, if you, aren't hungry, just don't eat and the weight will drop off. And I remember on my videos when I was just audio like tonight, and I would be talking about, I was losing. At first, the first month, I did a nice job. I mean, as far as my expectation of what I should lose. And then it started to slow down, but I was eating between 16 and 1800 calories. So I was not starving myself or not eating. And the one lady, and sometimes I had a hard time. So that's what got me hooked on the protein shakes and the protein bars. That's how I would get the protein in. That's how I would get everything I needed in. And I'll never forget the lady saying to me, she's like, Dee Dee, she's like, just don't eat. Let the medicine do its job. And I've heard that from other people. And I think that's okay if it's okay with your doctor, because I think some days you might have to have a low, some days maybe you get 1400 calories instead of 600. But then I think at some point during that week you need to balance it out with more calories. And I don't mean more calories from like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, where it's 2000 calories for French fries. I mean more calories like where you're bumping up the nutrition on another day. So at some point, I think we probably should be looking at the calories from a week on a weekly basis versus a day-to-day. And I think if you can do that, that might help people reach their goals. Because I think what people don't realize is when you're eating less, you're not just eating less food, you're getting less nutrients. And when has your body ever needed less nutrients? That's not a thing. So I think that we kind of have to be careful with that and making sure we're eating. And I think that's probably why when people stop taking the medication, they gain a lot of the weight back, because you simply are eating again. You have the food noise, everything comes back and you want to eat again. So that's why my strategy has always been to try to eat as much as I could eat and get my calories in. My dietitian, not a nutritionist, my dietitian told me to eat 1,800 calories, not less, 18 or more even. She said if I'm exercising, to eat even more. And so I think they tell you that because, first of all, it damages your metabolism. Mine was, I got my second DEXA scan when it started 12.5 milligrams, and I couldn't eat that first month and a half. I just was having a hard time. That my resting metabolism went down from I want to say 15 something to 12 something, 1,200. So when I'm just sitting around, I'm not burning a lot of calories. So I need to keep my buns moving. So it'll be interesting to see when I go back what has changed. And I have a feeling that the pounds aren't going to go down a lot like I want, but I'm hoping that I've gained muscle because I've been working it out. So, time will tell. I do plan on getting another DEXA scan, and I'll let you know when, and I'll be sharing those results. And even if I'm embarrassed by it, I'm going to share it anyway. I mean, what are you going to do? So that's another thing too. I have to start thinking, because I'm taking these classes at the gym and I'm doing a lot with the weights and stuff. I probably won't see the scale moving, but am I going to notice it in my clothes and other things like that? If I can do that, I think I'll be okay. Paula, yeah, I don't know what happened, Paula. It's not anything I did, so I don't know if YouTube did something to you, what's going on, but yeah, I'll have to find out so I can fix it, whatever it is. But okay, so Cheryl says, do you take your shot before you eat or hours after? Do you take your shot before you eat or hours after you eat? I take my shot close to bedtime. So I've eaten already. So I try not to take it so close to when I eat, like an hour before. I try to time it an hour before, and that's helpful. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, I would tweak yours and see. I'm trying to see. Jamie must have said something. I must have skipped that. Agree. Eating too little causes me to have that's another thing. Low blood pressure, elevated liver labs, and low hemoglobin. Had to increase the calories to make necessary improvements. Okay, very good. I know people are afraid to increase those calories though, because they're so worried about, gaining weight. So that's a thing. Jeez Louise. Let me see. Okay. Pam is thanking everybody. Okay, so this doctor says that he said that weekly calorie count is helpful for some of his patients. Some are so nauseated for a couple of days that it's hard for them, to get those days to get enough in. Yeah, so I think the weekly is good too. And then that allows you, when you can eat, to kind of, and get a little bit more in and maybe catch up a little each day. I think that's pretty helpful. So there's that. Okay. All right. So before, this will be a part 2 because I need to go in a second here. But before we go, I want to ask if anybody has some wins they want to celebrate before we sign out for the night. So do you guys have some wins? You want to celebrate anything? Any wins? Put them in the comments. What's mine? Oh, okay. So Grant is saying he used to take his shot before eating, but started taking it in the evenings and haven't seen a difference personally. Okay. All right. And yeah, we were just talking about when you take it, if you have those side effects. That's why, because she was saying she's getting nauseated. She just started her journey and she's having nausea and things like that. So then if I'm feeling the side effects from taking it to that degree, I would tweak something before, just track, when you got sick, when did you last eat? Was it before? Was it after? And then tweak something, keep track of that. And then when you get to the point where you're not having a side effect, hopefully, then that's what you'll know what to do. So I think that that's probably a good way to go. So Grant says, my win was losing 3 pounds, 3 pounds, woohoo, on vacation. Geez, Louise, did you do a lot of walking? I don't know what you did, but whatever you did, it worked. Good for you. That's a good feeling to go on vacation. We're also give you some applause. Okay, all right, okay. Very good. 3 pounds on vacay. He's a shocking for sure. Anybody else having a win? I'm trying to think. Am I having a win? Yes. Way to go, Grant. I love that. Let's see. Anybody else before we head out of here? Any more wins? Going once. Going twice. Thank you for sticking in with this live stream with audio only. I just love that. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Miss Rita said nausea is part. We gotta celebrate Elizabeth real quick before we go. She just came in here and slid into the wonderland. Okay, so nausea is part of this common side effects. Miss Rita said you can take anti-nausea meds. Yes, you can. I know a lot of people get from the doctor, they get that Zofran. That's a good one. If it's to that extreme, some people take the ginger chews. I'll show you next week what those look like, Cheryl. When you get a queasy stomach, I have some of those. It's different brands. I don't know what people use. And yeah, let's see. Oh, you did a lot of walking at Busch Gardens. Jeez Louise. Okay. All right. Very good. So before we go, hey, Doses of Shani, how are you? Yes, catch the replay. Let's celebrate Elizabeth. We're going to head out with her. She says, I am down 200.8 pounds, maybe 199 next week. You lost 36 pounds in 18 weeks. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's give her some applause. Very good. Jeez Louise. When you get in Wonderland, you got to do a jig. You got to dance it out. We love that. All right. So Mail to the Bee says, do not forget to like the live stream. Everyone. Thank you to everyone. Sorry to Paula. Paula said she got put in time out or something happened with her situation with the commenting. I'm not sure. I know it wasn't me on my end. I'm just streaming along down here. I don't know, but that's kind of odd because like I said, on my live stream on Saturday on 4th of July, YouTube was holding tons of comments for a review and doing some things, and I was on my phone not touching a thing because I don't know how to use my phone as well. I probably have live streamed 100 times. I'm just estimating. It's probably more than that. And it's YouTube have live streamed on my actual phone 3 times. I think that was the 3rd time last week. So I don't know what was going on. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being with me. I thought it would be me, Mel, and Bellflower on here. So thank you to everybody that showed up. We had a ton of people in here. I appreciate you, even though I'm not on camera. So that just goes to show you, you're just not trying to look at me. You're also trying to participate and see what's going on with these GLP-1s. So you guys have a great weekend. Say a prayer for me as I travel to this meetup and all the ladies that are traveling with me. And we'll probably be talking to you guys at some point. We'll probably be talking to you guys at some point during the meetup. Maybe not. We got some private folks, and I respect that. Trust me. So we shall see. But I just know that I am looking forward to seeing some of the DD friends out there, and then maybe seeing more people the next time. So have a great night. With that said, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl, hang in there, and we will leave with Hey, Jamie, with that beautiful black and white. She says, have a great night. Good night.